So here we are, Frank Seravalli dropping a bomb on the Vancouver Canucks and letting things be known that they made themselves another run at bringing back pending UFA Brock Boeser. It didn't work, and Boeser will be going to the market on July 1st. It's all official here, folks, via Frank. Now, I know that this doesn't necessarily interfere or contradict with any of the stuff that we have talked about with Brock Boeser already. The main sentiment that was talked about by other Canucks-related insiders on the radio and others was that Brock would be allowed to go to free agency. He's not getting the contract that he wants in Vancouver, so Allvin's like, okay, fine. Go to free agency. See if you can get what you want there. But if you don't get what you want, come back. And it's a gamble that Allvin has been very well documented to wanting to make here. After all of the discussions on Brock Boeser's value and whether or not he actually is worth what it is that he wants, or what it is that Patrick Allvin wanted for him in a trade. But now, with Seravalli dropping this on us, it's almost like, yeah, this is the beginning of the end. All it takes is one out of those, 14 teams that are interested in Boeser to give the guy the money that he wants, and then he'll sign there? Okay, maybe it's not the money that he wants, it's the term that he wants. Brock Boeser is a goal scorer who had scored 18 goals in 2022-2023. He then scored 25 goals this season. He had 40 goals last season. I don't know why I did it in that order, but he has been an up-and-down goal scorer who has had some good years, had some bad years. He gets 20 goals a year pretty much when he plays a full season, but he had that 140-goal explosion and all the goals in the playoffs that everybody will remember him for. This year might just be the career-defining year for Brock Boeser in the eyes of other NHL teams and in the eyes of most fans. Brock Boeser, I think a lot of Canucks fans would say, doesn't really drive his own line. He needs a top-tier center to be able to do that and allow him to score the most effective way possible, whether that is the prime Elias Pettersson that he was with all those years ago, whether that is JT Miller. Brock is not a play driver, which is why the assessment that we have seen from other NHL analysts, oh, Brock is a play driver. He's a guy who could come in and be a play-driving winger. I think a lot of Canucks fans would disagree with that. But now, he is going to market, so it's just going to be up to some of these other teams to determine whether or not that actually is the case here. Vancouver tried to sign him one more time. It didn't work. He will be going to the market on July 1st. Too bad. So sad. Now, speaking out about players in the NHL who are going to market, let's talk about who is not going to market. It's Sam Bennett. He's not effing leaving. 8x8 extension for Sam Bennett with the Florida Panthers after all the conversations from analysts and media alike that were like, hey, this guy could get $10 million a year on the open market. This guy could get $11 million a year if he goes to Toronto or something. Nah, he gets $8 million by 8 years in Florida. He's sticking around with the team that he won the Conn Smythe with. He is a double-time champion and triple-time finalist with the Florida Panthers, and he yelled out during the Stanley Cup celebrations in the bar, "I'm not effing leaving." He went all Jordan Belfort, Wolf of Wall Street style on the folks down there in Florida. And, I mean, look, the 8x8 number was the reported number. A lot of people were going out there and talking, oh, is that just like him being drunk and yelling whatever it is that he wants? But yeah, 8x8, that's exactly what it is here. I think Bennett's agent really lost all leverage once Bennett went on that drunken spree, yelling out that he was going to sign 8x8 with the Florida Panthers. He gets the contract, nobody is surprised, and I think a lot of folks are just going to go out there and say that, yeah, this is a fine contract. There's the Florida tax. Someone would have paid $10 million. There are some people like talking smack about it, 8x8 for 50 points. LMAO, what has the NHL come to? I mean, you scroll down, yeah, he had 51 points, but he had 22 points in 23 games in the playoffs this most recent year. This guy was a playoff machine. This is the kind of guy that you literally win championships with. Let's just, for curiosity's sake, go out there and check this out here. This Marchand and Bennett and Leafs, half the Panthers fans started watching in 2023. Yeah, so a lot of people are defending Bennett, and rightfully so here. 90 penalty minutes this recent season, 100 penalty minutes the year before that, 51 points in 76 games this season as well. I mean, Sam Bennett has been nothing short of a gamer. He gets better when the playoffs go on. That's like the most ridiculous part about it. He starts producing at a much higher point per game clip and getting a lot more of a ruckus going once the playoffs begin. He's come a long way since being labeled as 18-year-old Sam Bennett when he made his debut with the Calgary Flames back in the 2016 playoffs? No, the 2015 playoffs, excuse me, against the Vancouver Canucks. Yeah, I remember that like it was yesterday. What a time to be a Canucks fan with the Sedins and Radim Verbata. But Sam Bennett has signed back on for Florida. This takes another center off the market. We had Matt Duchene recently leave the market. John Tavares is not on the market. Sam Bennett is not on the market. These teams are locking up their guys. They're saying enough. We just got to bring back the same crew. We're running it back here. Some of these guys are getting discounts. Others are getting major discounts. Sam Bennett, 8x8, I'd say that's a discount compared to what we thought he'd be able to get in the open market. Bennett, of course, fantastic player. Duchene and Tavares also got huge discounts with Dallas and Toronto. So unless your guy is willing to take a discount, even Noah Dobson taking a $9.5 million deal in Montreal, it seems like the only contracts that are being signed now are the discounts. These players are actively choosing to not get as much money as they could on the open market. I get it. It's different in Dobson's case. He was an RFA. You weren't going to be able to get the same luxuries. But Bennett, Tavares, Duchene, these guys are talking about loyalty in place of the money. I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Firstly, about Brock Boeser officially hitting the market. It's over for Brock in Vancouver. Is it? There is the possibility that it does hit the free agent market. He tries to sign with some other team, but nobody gives him the dollar amount nor the the dollar amount nor the term that he wants, and therefore he just decides to come back to Vancouver. That's possible, but it's looking a lot less likely here. The guy's officially going to the market, folks. And then let me know your thoughts in the comments as well about Sam Bennett extending 8x8 with the Florida Panthers. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.